Hello, Collective, and welcome into OAtarot. That is Original Angel Tarot. And I, behind the camera, am your hostess with the mostest, and you can call me Abra. Welcome to the channel for those of you who are new here. I am a reader, a channeler, a psychic, a prophetess. I am the woman with wings and a white rabbit. I am many things to many people, but I am not the one to fuck with, and neither is my collective. Ashe. Speaking of white rabbits, mine is up in the corner over there having a little snickety snack, so you might hear her munching a bit. It's giving ASMR. Tarot time and ASMR. Lovely. So last night after I did that reading, as I'd mentioned, I had a couple more errands to run, and there was another message that wanted to come through, and I was very tempted to just sit down and film a reading, but I was feeling a bit tired from the day, and I figured, you know what, self-care first. I am going to tend to that, and then I will deliver the message today. I have a combination deck over here, which is the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, as well as the Tarot deck by Kim Kranz, and I just split on the Nine of Cups. So we could be talking about someone's wish fulfillment, but the message that was coming through yesterday was in regards to doppelgangers. So divine feminines, this could very likely speak to individuals who have put themselves in similar social circles to you in order to gain clout off of that familiarity. It could also reference people who have swindled your divine masculine or confused communities regarding you. Take it as it fits. When I sat down today to get started, I obviously pulled some cards that you see right here, and we started out with the Devil, nice and strong, okay? The one who sits on a throne with those beneath him, who raised him. Very opposed to how the collective operates, absolutely. With Seven of Swords right next to it in reverse, I'm getting a sense of repeated attempts at, I heard infraction first, possibly infiltration, possibly betrayals. This is speaking to a Queen of Wands, so that could be a fire sign. It doesn't need to be. This is just somebody who utilizes that yang energy for better or for worse. Though in these circumstances, I would say it's probably for worse. They are closely tied to the devil, so we're not going to give them too much props just yet. This is somebody who could be very charismatic, very creative, kind of succubus energy. And beneath this ordeal, we've got a King of Swords and an Ace of Cups. So this could absolutely speak to your divine masculine who is cutting the heads off of the opposers, the posers, the unoriginals, if I may, for sake of love, the true divine cup that was offered to them by the divine and most likely by the divine feminines. Alternatively, if there are some of you who aren't interested in pursuing partnerships at this moment, this is also very, very strongly giving me Archangel Michael energy. Archangel Michael is working with you, with those around you in your soul team that are of the higher vibration. I should say soul family, though, you know, semantics. There is, as I'd mentioned in that reading, a great unmasking occurring in regards to everyone, karmics and divine alike. And those who might have previously been fooled by snakes and their workings are seeing things clearly now, or will be soon, because it's giving baptism, you know? I chose a page from the Oracle Within, so we will start with that. I also chose a second page from this book called Witch by Lisa Later. LL could be relevant here. These are two very opposing energies, one being the karmic side from the Oracle Within, and that is what the book looks like for those of you who might be curious. I found it at a thrift shop, a wonderful, wonderful find, if I may say so myself. The karmics are operating in the energy of needing to face fear. We've got 139 there at the top, breaking down to a 3. And facing fear says, it is better to face a fearful situation than ignore it. You tend to put off emotional confrontations, although they are inevitable. But if you will accept the inevitability of these encounters, you can begin to visualize how you will face and deal with your fear. These images eventually reduce your fear to its proper proportions. Some metaphysical teachers contended that if you are fearful, you don't fully understand the situation. Fear is created out of past experiences and anticipated failures, that which is unknown and not understood. Once you comprehend your fear, it will be gone. Be very careful that you don't use fear as a justification for avoiding life. To do so generates subconscious programming, and you could actually program yourself to fear losing your fear, to be afraid that giving it up will take something away from you. But of course it will. It will take away the conflict, the anger, worries, and all the other fear-based emotions. Meditate upon how avoiding fearful emotional confrontation relates to your question and how your fear may relate to past experiences or anticipated failures. What they're also saying is this could be a message for the King of Swords, that divine masculine who might have been swindled, bamboozled, hoodwinked once, twice, or possibly even thrice by some karmic individuals, whether that be through manipulation, magic, seduction, you know, the lot. This could be somebody who has been hesitant to stand up for what is best for them and possibly even avoided confrontation out of, I want to say, respect for other individuals. It's giving me like people pleasing, where I know if I say this thing, it's going to make you uncomfortable, and I don't want to make you uncomfortable. So instead, I will be the one sitting in that discomfort. So take that as it fits. And from the Witch book, which is page 104, so a 5, I wouldn't consider this an invocation, but the sentences that stood out to me say, the force of nature, she who cannot be controlled. The creatrix, she who dreams, manifests, and makes magic. The oracle, she who trusts her intuition and sees all things. The healer, she who heals herself and heals the world. The sorceress, she who is charmed, dangerous, and not afraid of the dark. So we've got fear versus fuck with me, you know I got it sort of energy sitting on the Divine Feminine's table. So congratulations, Divine Feminine. As I've said in the past, Spirit is very, very, very happy with you and how strong you've remained in face of adversity. So keep it up. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the archetype deck and see what messages Spirit wants out here on the board to go alongside this doppelganger energy. I might have a bit more to say on that as the cards come out. We'll see just how much Spirit wants me to divulge. Okay, Spirit, let's get it ready and give these people something good. Tell us what we need to know, please, and thank you. Whoa, and immediately we've got an addict in reverse and then an engineer. So addict will read the shadow attribute, or perhaps someone healing from addiction, and that addiction could absolutely be codependency, as I'd hinted at previously. So we'll read both. How about that? Light and dark. Light attribute says, helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Very much facing your fears, which could be represented as that tidal wave or tsunami of emotions. Shadow attribute says, compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Okay. Following that, we've got engineer, this dude with his big head. And it says, ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Okay, I'm gonna get one more out before we see exactly where this reading is going, because I do want to, ever the optimist, assume that we're speaking to somebody who is moving from fear and into faith. However, Spirit is going to be the ultimate decider. So let's see here. Spirit, can we get one more card, please? Oh, and that was very, very quick. And then we've got a queen in reverse. Okay. There she is, the fallen queen, the queen of hearts, the queen of nothing, kings of nowhere. Okay. Becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. Very, very demanding. This head wrap, head garb is standing out to me. Maybe someone really likes to dress it up. That's okay. We love fashion. We love attention to detail, but sometimes the devil is in the details. Okay? So I'm getting this message two ways. The first, more optimistic purview would be that someone who has previously been a bit, I wanted to say subordinate, but you know, a bit more meek, we could say, in standing up for themselves, addressing situations that cause discomfort in them and push upon their boundaries, is using their big brain to identify why these patterns are no longer serving them. This is going to impact how they view themselves, of course. They are hopefully and most likely giving themselves more credit than they had in the past, because most definitely a queen in reverse is somebody who would try and demean those around her. It's giving, you are my footstool, get in your place. So this individual, possibly your divine counterpart, or maybe even just friends or family that you really connect with, are now realizing that the way they viewed themselves is partially due to the opinions. I heard outstanding for some reason. The opinions and the projection of those around them, and possibly specifically a Queen of Water in reverse, a Queen of Cups in reverse. She has been making appearances. That does often speak to a mother, because cups represent blood. So this is somebody who is quite closely tied, perhaps indeed by familial lineages, to someone who does not have their best interest at heart, who is placed atop the tree of life by subjugating those beneath her. As I've said in previous readings, this is somebody who wants to be seen as the know-all, do-all, be-all, but it is for nefarious purposes. In my opinion, anyone who has that sort of belief does so with nefarious purposes. But hey, if you disagree, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Spirit is telling me to get 3 more of these archetype cards out, so let's do that. Second interpretation here is that this Queen of Nothing, Queen of Nowhere, is someone who has heavily relied upon their intellect, not their emotions, though again, they do seem to put themselves in positions that do denote a certain degree of emotional investment. So whether that be to their children, to a congregation if they're some sort of religious leader, to an organization if they're in a service industry or a client-facing position. It's someone who wants to come off as compassionate, and maybe they play the part well enough, but behind it is a mechanistic view of all of their interactions. It's giving me like kind of like psychopath, in the sense that like they'll study people and mirror back what they think the appropriate reaction to a situation would be. So if that means crying because I should be upset right now, then that's what they'll do. If that means, you know, reserving how they feel for a later date so that they can weaponize whatever has occurred, then that's also what they'll do. We've got a damsel at the bottom of the deck. Waiting for a knight to provide for you, seduction by romantic illusion. Or the light attribute says, understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. That would definitely, the light attribute that is, be for the masculine who has been dealing with corrupt karmics. We've got a student out here, beautiful. I'm not going to take this, but the thief also flipped, okay? So somebody wanting to steal someone's chance at growth. Again, who's surprised? Not I. It is a very, very old playbook that these individuals operate from. This addict, whether it be to a substance, to an emotional experience, to a environment even potentially, is trying to grow, right? They're trying to strengthen their own roots in the physical realm in order to better the path forward. But this individual or group of individuals who have previously been very, very close to this person have been vehemently opposed to this. And then we've got a prince. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. So if this is somebody with both engineer and student here who's looking to pursue a secondary education or a new career path, or maybe even just a new way of interacting with the world and themselves, oh, that is going to bother me. BRB, that's my spirit alarm. And we are back. What I was saying is that if this is somebody who is trying to better themselves through knowledge and learning and studious behaviors of whatever sort, unfortunately, I do suspect that those around them are not exactly aiding in nor facilitating that growth. They're probably directly opposing it. They could be trying to tempt this individual or individuals into a lower vibrational sort of behavior, maybe addictions, maybe, you know, oh, you don't need to study for that test, you should come out and party with us, or don't go see that person who is going to put you on your higher timeline. You should stay at home and you should clean the house for me, because don't you know how much it bothers me when things aren't quite right? You know, it's like any... And I'm hearing so much ringing, as well as like frequency beams is what I want to say. It's not exactly a beam, it's just a frequency disruption, but that's what it is. It's a disruption of the higher timeline. As I've said in the past, these people are losing control. That's why the Queen's in reverse, right? She's losing control of her kingdom, her queendom. Therefore, she's trying to disrupt those who were at one point in servitude to her. Can we get 2 more, please, Spirit? Thank you. We've got child wounded in reverse. Light attribute says, awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. Opens the learning path of forgiveness. Shadow attribute says, blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds. Resist moving forward on through forgiveness. I suspect that this masculine that I'm referencing here is somebody who did have quite a, I wanted to say dynamic, though that's not what I was going for, a complex childhood experience, especially if their matriarch or other caregiver was somebody who outwardly presented as somebody who is extremely compassionate, very giving, wanted to be seen as benevolent. Behind the scenes, I don't think they had quite that experience. Their mother could have been an addict, absolutely. They could have been a functioning alcoholic or something of the sort. Maybe they still are. Take that as it fits. So they've had a number of wounds that they needed to work through, and perhaps they avoided viewing their matriarch in the light that is most accurate, because that would shatter their perception of this individual and possibly even cause a significant amount of cognitive dissonance in regards to what their childhood experience was. 1 more, please. 1 more. Slave in reverse, falling underneath the Queen in reverse. Yeah, someone says, I am not a slave to your whim any longer. I am not at your beck and call. Get your tentacles off me. Light attribute says, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Shadow attribute says, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. So yes, this doppelganger individual, though it does feel to be many, the matriarchal vibe seems to be the common thread throughout the recent read. So we're going to stick with that, but take it as it fits, okay? This is somebody who wanted to pull the strings from behind the scenes. Again, it did not serve them to be viewed as someone with all of the control. And I don't know if you can tell, but my throat chakra is just going. Transmute that, please. And I'm going to ask for Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron to shield me in the collective in 1,000 rings of holy lightning, 1,000 rings of holy fire, and 1,000 rings of holy alabaster. Thank you. This is somebody who did not want to be viewed as a dictator. They wanted to be viewed as benevolent, as I said, especially with that headdress. It's giving, you know, I am a pious woman. I am religious. I am devoted. I am someone who is perhaps even a bit eccentric. And because I'm eccentric, you can trust me, right? It's very much wolf in sheep's clothing. This student, your masculine or group of individuals who are escaping the karmic clutches, if it speaks to many, is they were giving me like the scene from Harry Potter when like Dobby gets his sock from his master. You know, they're being given, pardon me, their freedom, their path to the highest timeline, their new life. And it seems as if, like I said, this is going to be a very difficult process for this individual to go through, especially if this queen is somebody who has convinced them that they need their assistance. Like if for some reason this queen isn't in good physical, emotional, mental health, and they require someone at their beck and call 24/7, then that is likely a sore spot for this masculine and something that will make it more difficult for them to gain their freedom, but that does not mean it's impossible. With Slave being in reverse, I'm quite confident that this person has seen the light, and as I said in that past reading, they might be delaying their departure a little bit. Maybe they're trying to work out some logistics behind the scenes to see if, you know, like, if I'm not here to help you, can we get a worker? Can we get some family members? Can we get some friends? Can we get the church involved? Whatever it may be. I don't think this is somebody who would want to up and leave an individual for sake of their betterment. In fact, I think that that's exactly why they've been stuck in this karmic path for as long as they have been. But all the same, they have identified that this is no longer the ideal path for them, and they need to keep it pushing. So let's go ahead and get 1 or 2 Black Moon cards, and then we'll dive in with tarot. I hope you all are having a wonderful start to Saggy season. I've got a move coming up in a couple of days, which I'm very much looking forward to. As I had posted about on the community tab, I have dealt with a significant amount of BS in the current place of inhabitation. Yeah, I think that's the proper way of saying that. So I am very much looking forward to entering into a new year. 2025 is right around the corner with some fresh energy and a new space. And yeah, thank you to all of you who have supported my channel in any way. Big hearts to you. Whether that be comments, likes, subscribes, shares, emails, donations, all of it is very appreciated. So thank you. We've got partners in reverse here, 7th house. Spirit, can you give us 1 or 2 cards for the overall energy? Okay, I don't want to take these, but they told me to take them. I got a couple. We've got Aries, I am in reverse, so could be dealing with somebody who is a fiery energy, maybe an actual Aries, or somebody who's just a bit immature, you know? We've got Yod, Destiny, Stunning here. Okay, we'll do it like this. Put them in the center. First off, let's get that straight. Then we've got Void of Course, Moon, Missing. I see here. Mars, Force, more Aries energy, lots and lots of fire behind the scenes. And then Leo, I will, in reverse. So as I said in that last reading, these karmics understand that D-Day approaches. D-Day is Destiny Day, okay? As well as Destruction Day for them. But as we can see from these cards, there has been an attempt, many attempts, to force someone off of their path, okay? This has been a very forceful thing, though I do believe that, again, this force has been something that isn't quite overt. It is something that is done behind the scenes, possibly in regards to moon magic. That is very possible, but if that's not your story, then please do not take it. Ultimately, all these cards are saying to me is that they don't matter. I would say sorry to the karmics that are watching, but I am not sorry one bit. I am so sorry that your life has been so bad that you needed to do this sort of stuff, but all the same, destiny remains supreme and reigns supreme. And yes, they can delay things, they can deny things, they can destroy certain things, but what is meant for individuals will always be for them. And it doesn't matter how many attempts are made, in what way, how much power is exerted. They're wanting me to highlight that anger is the fearful man's rendition of strength. That's not the proper phrasing. There was a graphic I had seen circulating some time ago, and I'd shared it on Instagram, and if I can find it, I'll post it on the community tab, but that's it, essentially. No one who is truly in control of themselves seeks to control another. Point blank, period. This is heavily signifying somebody who had all of their energy directed at the life and the destiny of another. And not for their highest good, of course, because if you're trying to control somebody, it's not for their highest good, right? We can make gentle suggestions. We can try and facilitate growth for those that we care about, but we never seek to control people because we understand the importance of free will. At least some of us do, you know? So there's that, and that's that on that. I'm gonna use this combo deck. I might need to pull from the book if we get a significant amount of animal cards, because while at one point I did know that deck fairly well, I've worked with it too significantly. So we're gonna get it straight from the horse's mouth, okay? Here in this Saggy season. And I ask those of you that are enjoying the video and are not yet subscribed, please do so. Join us over here on OAtarot. Join the original angel tribe. Join us in the clouds, the heaven on earth. And yeah, let me see what we need to know about this situation over here. I'm gonna have a little vape break. Give me 1 second. Okay, 2 cards fell out face down. I'm not going to take them, but we'll look. Oh, the crow and the vulture. Beautiful. The crow had actually made an appearance at the bottom of the deck, and I was thinking about saying something, but decided not. However, here she is. This is somebody choosing to use their intuition, listen to their higher guidance on what needs to end. Though with vulture in reverse, I suspect that someone who has previously been viewed as a destroyer, or I suppose the appropriate way of saying that is they've been a destroyer. Someone, most likely this masculine, has not wanted to see them in that light, though they do view themselves as a destroyer, and perhaps other people do as well. Someone's very displeased, and they're both looking in the same direction at the star. My divine feminines, the center of attention, the star of the show, the alpha, the omega, the one that everyone wants to be. Either be like, be with, or just be, giving, again, doppelganger energy. And I don't love that you got karmic eyes on you, but you know what? That's what happens when you shine bright, baby. That's what happens. So, Spirit, can you please show my collective the most important messages for them today? Please and thank you. Remove any veils of illusion, blind and block, and break any karmic energy sent our way. Death in reverse, more death energy, but could also be scorpionic. Take that as it fits. Spirit, what do we need to know out here first? We've got a Son of Pentacles in reverse. Let's put that up in the corner right there. That is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Someone looking awfully dejected, awfully alone. That crescent moon is standing out to me. Again, moon cycles could be relevant either for you. Maybe you're tracking your cycle. Maybe you are just getting more in tune with moon magic and embracing your shadow. Though I think that this reference is more so that individual who is operating in that addict energy, who perhaps sacrificed their own highest timeline due to lack of integration with their shadow, and therefore lack of proper understanding of the shadow of those around them. What else do we need to know here, Spirit? Thank you. Mouse in reverse. You might have seen on the community tab, I was talking about a house mouse who does seem to be that matriarch. Somebody who is, again, looking in the same direction as that masculine. So they're both staring off into, if you could see beyond the camera, out the window. That is what lays in that direction. They are both feeling a sense of rejection, I want to say. This house mouse matriarch is somebody who does have a significant amount of fear, perhaps paranoia. This is somebody who is very dependent on those around them, though is unlikely to give them proper credit. They want those around them to feel as small as they do, because as I've said in the past, and as psychologists, pardon me, would agree, it is much easier to control someone who is lacking confidence and force of will than those who are empowered. So this individual who sought to control people needed to keep all of their minions in a energy that is at their core, as in the core of this house mouse individual. This could be somebody who doesn't go outside a whole lot. They could scurry around in the dead of night. They could run around with similarly minded karmics. Take that as it fits. Spirit, what else do we need to know? Oh, we got a King of Cups energy, a stingray out here. Somebody who is aligning, somebody who is emotionally in tune. And I also heard intact. So that implies some damage was done, but not permanent. We also have a Hierophant here in reverse, okay? Another crow, or actually I believe that to be a raven. And then a hummingbird. Can you see that? Yes, you can. Wonderful. What seems to be the case here is that growth is imminent. Growth is occurring, right? This student engineer, somebody who is very intellectual but also very grounded, is now also becoming more emotionally balanced. This is much to the chagrin of someone who demanded control over them. They have most likely lost out on significant opportunities in the past due to this wounding that was still present within them. The patchwork is standing out to me again, and that came up in yesterday's reading, so maybe there's something about that for some of you, just as a confirmation. But this individual seems to be one who was elect to be elevated to position of Hierophant. So that would be the perfect counterpart to the High Priestess, my Divine Feminines. Lightning in this card is standing out to me, as well as that key. I think that's just signifying the fact that Spirit has come down and shaken this person awake to give them the key to their fresh destiny. This is somebody who is very creative. Perhaps their creativity had waned when they were experiencing this codependency, addiction, guilt, shame, blame, all that nonsense. But they still did have a lightness to them, and I think that's beautiful. So if I have any masculines watching, keep it up. Creativity in whatever form you prefer is a wonderful tool of transmutation. So keep it going. This individual could have absolutely lost out on very significant job contracts in regards to their creativity, with that Hierophant being in reverse, due to this house mouse or due to the view of self they held in relation to this individual. Can we get something for, oh, there we go. We've got on the fence, but I'm going to put it upright, the hawk. This is the Divine Feminine energy. So yes, Divine Feminines, as you know, somebody was playing keep away with your cup of love or with their cup of love. Take it as it fits. They were supposed to come forward and offer you a stable beginning. It was supposed to be a bit of a slow grind, but something that would lead to success in many regards for the both of you. Instead, it looks like this person prioritized giving to their queen. It's giving like queen ant, like A-N-T, not A-U-N-T, but perhaps for some of these masculines, it is an aunt who has disrupted their peace, or maybe an aunt in collaboration with a mother or, you know, other family member of the sort. They could have been somebody who thought that family comes before everything. And it's unfortunate to say, but I don't think I've ever seen someone with that belief who has a family worth prioritizing over everything. Usually that is a symptom of Stockholm Syndrome, is what I want to say. All the same, Divine Feminines, you're flying, you're gliding. It's giving freedom. Even if that's freedom alone, even if you don't have a flock to fly with, you still have places to be, things to do, and heads of mice to pluck. We've got a 5 of Swords connecting you and that house mouse. Okay, so there's been some fighting, perhaps some fighting words. They're highlighting the worms specifically, like a door just slammed very loudly downstairs. I'm not sure if you heard that. They're saying that this person is a worm. Like they act in very, I heard shallow ways, but very spineless ways, actually. And this stingray card speaks to someone growing a spine. So this mother could have also been somebody who dealt with codependency, or again, just a significant need for control due to lack of control of self. And therefore, if you had any interactions with this person, I guarantee you cut them down to size and they were pissed. They were livid. They might not have made it obvious, but you really wounded their ego. And what they're also highlighting with this worm split in two is that they wanted their precious little boy or girl or whatever it may be to stay attached to them indefinitely. And they see you as being the one that divides them. They see you as a threat, is what I'm saying, in case you didn't get that. But the thing is, I don't think my divine feminines intend to be viewed as a threat, nor do you want to threaten anybody. However, those who demand control and dictatorship will view any freedom fighter as a threat. So keep up the good fight. Can we get another card, please, Spirit? Woo, that was wonderful. The moon? Was that the moon? That was the moon, which is the mother. So now, connecting you and your stingray, your masculine or feminine, we've got some hidden feelings, okay? Possibly some emotions that have not yet been discussed in regards to things they might... I heard regrets, but that wasn't where I was going at all. Things they might have held on to from your past. Perceived slights, wounds that were not intended. There are definitely also things that this person has kept from you. I think that speaks quite heavily to the extent of the dynamic with this house mouse of theirs. This is somebody who might not want to own up to the fact that they allowed somebody to exert control over them in such a significant way and heavily influence the path in their life. This could be somebody who has either a smaller family or just a family that has put them in a position to be a primary caregiver, because I'm focused on these two trees here. Like the house mouse is saying, you know, it's me and you against the world, right? In this dark night, it's just us standing strong together. And then Divine Feminine came along and said, actually, that's not right. And it's giving me like a narcissistic wounding for this house mouse. I feel like there's something else before I start. Well, we've got the hyena here at the bottom of the deck. So hidden feelings, smiling in your face and then talking shit behind the scenes, surely. Absolutely something this house mouse has participated in. Hopefully not your stingray, King of Cups individual, but we'll see. The moons are very, very prevalent in all of these images. Even these little orbs or spheres kind of give me different moon cycles. Like a frost moon, that one's kind of blue, like a blood moon, harvest moons. Take it as it fits. This could also speak to a collaboration that this house mouse has been in with another family member or associate of some regard. The two of them collectively looking at this empowered masculine, they're both feeling, I was going to say quite upset and quite dejected, but it's more than that. It's beneath this surface, it's giving like seething rage of like, how could you let this happen? Like, this isn't how things were supposed to go. Like, Divine Feminines, I think you were like the wild card that came into this circumstance and really shook things up for better or for worse. For you, it's definitely for better. For this masculine, it's also for the better, but they may perceive it as for the worse to begin with because of their conditioning. So don't take that personally, I want to say. That is too many. But we've got a zebra in reverse, as well as a bunny rabbit popping out here. So as I was saying, this individual could have definitely sacrificed some sort of creative opportunities, and for some of you that relates to your particular dynamic. Maybe you are a bit eccentric, maybe you are soft and fuzzy, maybe you're just not like the rest, you're a bit of an odd bird, and this individual was supposed to go forth in union with you and live their truest, most authentic expression of self, but due to that fearful conditioning from this individual. Is that the Lovers? It is the Lovers. Oh my God. And then, wow, the Daughter of Cups, the Page of Cups, and then Temperance. Wow. So absolutely confirmation that the two of you were supposed to be those two odd birds together. Even if you have no one else in the world, you have each other and you have Spirit, the big bird in charge, head bitch in charge, if I may. And then the Phoenix beneath that. Yeah, they didn't accept the burning away of their baggage. I wanted to say in time. So, geez, for some of you, maybe this is a masculine who has lost their opportunity at union with you, potentially, whether that be indefinitely or just temporarily. But I want to say there's a time and a place, and this individual had Spirit knocking on their door. Spirit even had the key in that door at one point, possibly, and then they put the deadbolt on. You know, it's unfortunate, but that's what conditioning does to people. It tricks them out of their highest timeline, and that's what devil energy does. And we are going to consciously and collectively break all spells the karmics hold on ourselves, as well as our divine partners and our soul family, forever and ever. Amen. Ashe. So mote it be. Wonderful. Enjoy your freedom. Okay. Golden egg, the heart chakra right there. That's beautiful. Spirit, tell me a bit more about this moon, the Hierophant, and whatever is going on here. Whoa, that's too many. Well, I'm not going to take these, but Five of Pentacles in reverse, feeling of loss. Again, feeling quite dejected. All of this downward facing imagery, right? Like, woe is me sort of vibes. Two of Cups in reverse. Spider, connectivity, and then that Seven of Swords. Okay, so somebody in Black Widow energy wanted to ensure that they're saying like my web or nowhere, like, you know, like my way or the highway. They wanted to remove all modes of transportation away from this karmic cycle. So that does most likely indicate that a romantic partnership with you at one point was threatened or is currently being threatened. Take it as it fits. This one they did want me to take. It came out as well, but it was flipped down. This is the Fish in reverse. The Fish in reverse is somebody who could be a Pisces, absolutely. But this is somebody who's, low battery. Fighting the flow. This is somebody who has very much denied the things that make their heart go thump due to the fact they were embroiled in karmic conditioning, as well as it's just like a feeling of suffocation. Like all of these bits of straw give me a sense of confinement, and that is what the house mouse has built up for them over time. And because it's straw and it's a bunch of pieces of straw, and only some of them really stand out, like these larger pieces of grain, I think a lot of it was seemingly insignificant to this masculine, and they might not even recognize the implications of what was said or done till a later date. But it's giving death by 1,000 paper cuts. The Star in reverse. When it came out, it was upright. It is in reverse though, so we will leave it there. And then Swan, the card of partnership and mirroring and twin flames and union and all that at the bottom of the deck. What I was about to say is I do actually not hate the fact it's in reverse, because again, the direction of focus here for this masculine is on their star, is on that healing, is on rising themselves up to meet their feminine in the sky. You're both very, very creative. For some reason, I feel as if this masculine might be seen as more outwardly creative. Like if we were to put the two of you together in a room, I think that the average person would say the masculine is more creative than the feminine. But that is possibly just because they are in a line of work that denotes that. Or maybe they just appear that way via their dress, their speech, their behavior mechanisms, pardon me, whatever it may be. There's something about them that draws people to their creativity very explicitly. My divine feminines are very, very inwardly creative. You hold a lot of light and a lot of brilliance within you, but I think a lot of people don't recognize that in you, and that is why you have been devalued by individuals, whether that speaks to this masculine, this house mouse, familial dynamic that they're embroiled in, karmics in your past, whatever it may be. I see that people were drawn to you. Like they see that there's something different about you. But as I've said in the past, they don't want to give you credit. These are people who are unoriginal, drawn to the original, who will take your ideas, take your beliefs, take your everything they possibly can, take your kitchen sink if they could, honestly. And then they go scuttling off back to their other has-beens, is what I heard. And they act as if they are the engineer of these ideas, beliefs, ways of living, whatever it may be. This masculine, I think, is not so susceptible to that sort of experience due to the fact that I don't think they have a lot of people around them. Like hummingbirds don't travel in packs as far as I'm aware. They're pretty singular beings, right? And they also move pretty quick. So maybe this is someone who's always on the go. They keep to themselves. They do what they got to do and they keep it pushing. But because this individual does have a very large creative bone in their body, they recognize that within you. They understand that both of you are very, very different and may be viewed in similar lights in the sense that, you know, you're unique. Yes, you are both creative, though one of you appears to be more obviously creative than the other. You just stand out. You're kind of like something to marvel at. Like if you see a hummingbird, you're like, whoa, like look at that thing, right? You stop and you stare. But also if you see a big bright star in the sky, you're like, that's amazing. Let me snap a photo of that, right? And because I said that, maybe some of you are like public on Instagram or on social media of some sort, like you have a public following. And this masculine, perhaps even due to the fact they are a more solitary creature, maybe this is something that maybe unnerved them a touch because they were not used to being in association with those who gained attention through their public displays of persona or interests or whatever it may be. I think that there's actually some aspects of you, my stars, with those wannabe has-beens around you that remind them of this house mouse. And a bunch of things in my place just creaked, so I guess that's the case. Creaking implies old, right? Dated, age. So this could be, again, a program that was instilled from them, for them, from their younger years by this matriarch who did really garner some attention, whether it be positive or negative, and they didn't use it for good. And perhaps because this individual has witnessed that and seen what loud personalities can do, even though she is showing up as a mouse now, as I said, I think that's because someone got G-checked. They saw that a boisterous, expressive person often does so to be the center of attention for nefarious purposes. And maybe they suspected that that was the same case with you, and that's why you are in the reverse here. But as I said, it's showing, regardless of the position of that card, that their focus is right on you. And now they've got that moon to bring you, whereas that one's in reverse. And I just split on the tarantula, which speaks of inevitability, Two of Wands energy, will I, won't I? And again, with the swan here, partnership. They're ready to take a leap. They are, and that's beautiful. I'm very, very happy to hear that. Because I know my divine feminines have been waiting a while for this to come to pass, and Spirit's been waiting alongside you. I guarantee you are not the only one tapping your foot in this situation, my divine feminines. Yeah, the Lovers in reverse with the 5 of Wands. Yeah. They were showing me these wands or these sticks as like the means of which to build a house. And it's like the foundation, you had all the ingredients, but they were put on opposite sides of the world, kind of giving the, you know, origin tale of we are born with 2 sets of arms, 4 arms, 2 sets of legs, 4 legs, and then we're split in 2 to find our lover. Maybe you are from different parts of the country, different parts of the world, and it's like, by the grace of God, you came together, and all the tools were there for you to build a foundation. But this foundation that was already existing was something this masculine felt more obligation to at the time. Spirit, are there any other messages that you want out here? We've got the bear. Makes me think of balmy spirits, building a house with your bear reading. That could be relevant for some of you. And then we've got the buffalo. Ooh, wow, not all the decks sliding off the box. Hold on. Actually, we'll do it this way, okay? So divine feminine, very mama bear energy, very protector, very soft, but again, do not mess with a bear. Then we had the buffalo, abundance, falling on top of that house mouse in reverse, because this is what she wanted to stop. The buffalo is your masculine. Look at the 2 of you staring into each other's eyes. 2 of Wands in reverse. A decision's been made, and it's been to depart this dark and dreary existence they have been in for a long while. We've got a magician here on top of the Hierophant and the fish, so that could be definitely somebody who has learned the importance of transmutation. We've got the High Priestess here at the bottom of the deck and in reverse, so that would be a perfect pairing. I want to get one more card here before I go any further in, and then I think I'm going to call it quits. It is 37:27 when I looked at the clock, so the 2 is very relevant. That was a 10 and a 9, so 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, you know, it's giving a countdown. As I said, everyone's tapping their feet in this situation, except for maybe the house mouse. She's probably gnawing at someone's ankles to try and convince them to stay. Again, block, blind, break. Do with them as you will, Spirit. Can we get one final card for the collective, please? Just one. Whoa, sea serpent with ether here. That's beautiful. And then wolf at the bottom of the deck. Okay, that could be an animal totem that you work with or the masculine works with. They were also saying like lone wolf energy, and that's confirmed by the Son of Cups, the Knight of Cups in reverse. This is somebody who was a lone wolf because, again, they were told it's you and me against the world at one point. And this was the primary belief system that they operated under. Alas, we've got the sea serpent, the sacral chakra. We've got very, very high vibrational energy that is expressed in many ways. And I think it's easy for people to assign negative attributes to expressions of sacral energy, but I think the 2 of you understand the importance, or will be coming into understanding as you come into union. This could absolutely indicate that children will be birthed through you, but most importantly, it's pulling resilience from the depths of one's experience. It is unearthing the things that might be a bit gunky, you know, sitting at the bottom of the ocean, bottom of the sea, where that fish individual has most likely been at for a while, and transmuting them. It's giving me moving up the frequency scale of emotions, and possibly even like that full chakra system alignment indicated by that stingray card. they're moving up in the world. And where are they going? They're going to the heavens with their star. And I'm not saying that as if you're going to pass away. That's not what's being implied here. It is creating your heaven on earth. And somebody has been struggling quite a bit, I'll be honest. And it's not the divine feminines. It's really not. You have overcome a lot, my feminines, and so has this masculine. But their recent cycle and acknowledgement of their addictions, their hesitations, their limitations that have been falsely imposed on them by those who seek to control their path, those lessons are really giving them all the tools in a tool belt. The magician works with everything at his disposal, even the dark, grimy stuff that people might see as trash. One man's trash is another man's treasure. And maybe for some of you, divine feminines, trigger warning, though I don't think it's necessary, maybe that's what this house mouse is saying. Maybe they were just saying that you're trash, that you're nothing, you know, bottom of the barrel sort of vibes. And this masculine is looking at you like you're the solution to... I want to be intentional with how I phrase this. It's not as if you are the solution to their problems. It's just that you are the key to their highest timeline. They understand now that perhaps the reason that you are viewed so oppositionally by so many people is because of your all-encompassing nature. The sea serpent is also the alpha and the omega to me. They recognize that what you have is something that isn't held by many people, and what people don't understand, they often fear. So perhaps at one point, this masculine had their concerns in regards to you, your path, how you looked, what you did, how it would fit into their life. But now I see they are acquiescing to your way of living authentically because they've been left significantly disadvantaged by appeasing those around them. This is somebody who wants to bring abundance to you. This is somebody who wants to lead a pack with you. They want to offer you the world, and I think that's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to grab a... do I not have an appropriate deck? Oh, yes. Let's do Gateway of Light activation and see what we got out here to finish off this reading, because the light has dwindled. Spirit, can you please give my collective 1 or 2 cards as advice for this reading? They're highlighting how the magician has his paws. He's got his paws on that pentacle, so someone could be coming forward with a very, very tangible offer. But they also want me to highlight the fact that the cup is on the table. The wand is on the table. The sword is on the table. So they've got everything that they want to offer you. And that's stunning. Because I think whether or not you know it, you've given a lot to this person. Even if it's just them knowing your frequency and understanding the divinity that can exist in this world, because I think with that Hierophant in reverse, they have been victim to a lot of false prophet sort of archetype individuals. Spirit, can we get 1 or 2 cards out here? Oh, we got 2, perfectly. Earth Star activation, anchoring, grounded action, Isis energy. Wonderful. We love Isis in this house. Blessed be. The Earth Star is talking about absolutely what they said. Grounding, action, that pentacle. And we've got the halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmation, and great lessons. As well as at the bottom of the deck, the divine matrix, interconnectedness, synchronicity. God incidences. They definitely made up that word, and I don't hate it, but I don't like the mouthfeel of it. So look at all the colors we've got here. We've got lots of reoccurring gold and purple and a little bit of silver. It's giving me very, very royal energy, like ascended masters. You guys have overcome some significant trials in this life, but overcome you have. And now you are able to ground a reality that does not require such struggle and strife in order to learn. You've done the bulk of the heavy lifting at this point, I believe, collective, if you're resonating with it thus far. And now your task is to go forward, be great, be bold, be beautiful, and also possibly even be teachers. You'll be teaching your partner, masculine or feminine, but some of you may be put in roles of power to impart your spiritual, emotional, literal wisdom on those who need guidance from people who are not false prophets. And such is the way of the world. This is heaven on earth. Welcome to it. Beautiful. Collective, if you enjoyed the reading, please like, share, subscribe, comment, do the things. If you want to book me for personal, join me on Patreon, send me an email, or send me a donation. All are extremely appreciated. That can be found down below. And my website can be found on the screen as well as in the description. Go check it out. I've got a bunch of wonderful offerings there. Okay. Love you lots. Stay safe, stay sexy, stay sane, stay psychic, and stay supernatural. How about that?